Hello, everybody. Oh, wrong scene. Welcome to another stream overlay stream. Actually, I just realized I need to edit the stream title. It's the third, and not really database time, but probably just clean up. I am a mess. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another stream overlay stream. I just need to get 3 or more average viewers on this stream and I can become affiliate. I am so close. I am so excited. Oh my goodness. I cannot wait to get channel points and stuff working. Let me make sure the overlays are working. For some reason, these are not showing anything, which is a bit sus. Oh, you know what? Because I don't actually handle when these things fail. I need to actually authenticate with Twitch. That might be a good idea. So, in this stream, I want to probably just do some more code cleanup. I'm gonna turn down my speakers a tad bit. Also, I found a setting in Amazon Music that prevents it from continuing to play random music. So hopefully that should help me out a little bit. There we go. Now the overlays are working. Let's see. I really want to show this panel. I wish I had a third monitor. You know what? I'm gonna buy a third monitor after this stream. This is driving me crazy. So how is everybody doing on this fine evening? I should make it so I can send... Nah. I was trying to think of ways to make sure the overlay can reload fine. Or automatically, but I don't think I really need to do that. I can just manually refresh it. It would be cool. Actually, I should make some sort of like falling sand thing. Grappling with the mistake of not sleeping. Oh my. Man, I know how that feels. By the way, every chat message you send, you get 10 XP. Every message I send, I get 20 because well, not every message I send, but if I do like a command or something, because my account is botted, you know, when it replies, it actually counts as a message. So I guess some things to do today, probably making a way to display the top people. Can I zoom into this? No. Okay. Probably a way to display the top people by XP. That would be kind of nice. Um, definitely some more code cleanup. See, now I don't know what's ever correct with this view count, because on the Twitch dashboard it says 2, but on here it says 3. I doubt there's 2. Okay, so if I refresh dashboard it says 3. View. I need the 3 average viewers in this stream or more. Last stream I got 3 average exactly, like right on point. So I'm pretty close. All I need, I've got all the other parts of the affiliate achievement. Except for I just need one more stream with 3 average viewers, and I am actually super close to that right now. As long as this stream gets that, then I'll be all set. But yeah, in this stream I kind of want to just clean up some of the code, kind of structuring it better. I did some better structuring yesterday, making a Twitch class, doing the more object-oriented thing. Another thing I want to do is also starting to like type things, because it's nice to actually have types when you're using TypeScript. So yeah, trying to get things typed, and that'll probably help make the code a little bit cleaner as well. Yeah, just trying to like organize this code a little bit better. I think I'm also not really doing a lot of error handling, so like as we saw there, like, oh, I forgot to authenticate with Twitch, but like I have no idea because nothing's working, but like there's no logs about it, so like I just have no way to know. So let's see, mostly code cleanup, and I think I really want to get this get a little way to do leaderboard. I guess I could also work on the credits thing. So like I can click this button to run the credits, and it'll bring up the credits. But there's not actually anything stored anywhere for credits. So I need to figure out how I'm keep chewing on my connects. These are so good. I need to stop eating them. Let's see. How do I want to do the events and stuff for the credits? I also need probably a button to like cancel credits. Actually, the best way to do that, if I just go to overlay, if I do run credits, if I do this, so class list, if the class list includes contains hidden, then remove hidden, else add hidden. So we'll refresh that, and if I press run credits, it'll appear. If I click it again, it goes away. Let's go. So I guess I should figure out how I want to store the credits. So we already have the database stuff. We probably want to create a separate table to store just events. Let's see here. I should be able to do stuff to this database. Let me close some of these. I just also to recap what I did last stream. I did some refactoring of the way commands are handled. And I got some like shivers down my spine because this takes me back to like the days when I was doing Discord bot stuff. And I did some kind of similar things as well to this. But basically all I have to do is create this class and have a execute method and a name to it. This is the command basically. And just register command. As long as register command's there, the command will work. And the magic behind that is this. It'll create a new instance of that class and put it into this commands array. Or it's not an array, it's an object, a hash map, as you might say, by the name. That way it's easier to find a command. So not really a huge performance gain, but like it also just makes the code cleaner because I can just access a command by its name in this object rather than having to like search them and do a bunch of queries on each command to figure out, hey, is your name this? Nope. Okay. Like, it's not a huge deal, but like if I had like 10 million commands, this is like the performance gain right there. But like having like 4 of these is like, it doesn't take more than 10 microseconds to loop over all of them every single time anyway. But like, yeah, whatever. It's good code practice, you know? Just make good code. Then this is where kind of the cringe happens. I'm loading all of the JavaScript files from this commands directory, and I am importing them. Although it might be a good idea to not import this file itself, because that might be bad. Although, as long as base command doesn't import base command, then it's probably... I mean, I guess technically it is, but this doesn't run on import, I don't think. I don't know how JavaScript works. This could be bad. I'm sure JavaScript has a way to handle recursive import if it ever happens. Maybe it's a good idea to actually so what I'm gonna do here, if file dot includes base command .ts. We are going to continue the loop. We don't want to not that it's a huge deal, but you know. Alright, back to this though. If I go to database, I can go ahead and close this. I can, let's see, tables, jumped query. Can I open default query console? Here we go. I can actually just run stuff on this database directly. Like create a table if not exists. Events, maybe. I'll just say like, yeah, we'll just say events. Text primary key, I guess just event ID. So this would be just the primary key. Event type. We probably want to know the date. We're not going to do this. Just do ID type date. Let's see, date. I don't know if it's a valid type. I guess if we're just type can just be some random ass enum that we make somewhere in TypeScript, and date. Alright, so you want the ID. What are the types? Any as blob check. We probably just want this to be an integer. Well, maybe that's not a good idea. Because if I was to change the order of enum in the code, that would definitely break this. However, I can still relate the text of the name of enum values. The date of the event, and I guess just some details of about the event. I don't know how I would store that though. I guess. Okay, so is it really any different? Trying to think like what details I'd want to store. Can you do comments in here? Probably not. We'll just write some stuff. So if we get a follow, we want to know who. We also want to know if they chatted at all. So if you get a follow, we want to know who followed and if they've sent any chat messages after following. And the reason for that is if someone follows and they don't say anything in chat after following, then we don't want to put their name in the credits. We just want to put like a mention that, yeah, we got a follower, but we don't know who followed. I know who followed, but if they did send a chat, then we can display their name, because, you know, just common courtesy, I guess, is something some of the other streamers that I watch when they do their overlay stuff, they just do that, and I might as well. You know, if you don't want yourself to be known, yeah. That's also why when I get a follow event now, I just says thanks for the follow on the overlay, just the normal Twitch thing. But yeah, so those are the things we want to know with a follow. A raid, we want to know who raided. Another thing I should do is adding mentions of people who raid to my stream title. And that will be what this is useful for, as well as if I had to restart the thing or something. So who rated? I don't think. I guess maybe storing how many viewers they rated with. I don't think there's anything else to really keep track of. Probably not something I would store in the events. Well, maybe would I? But let's see. I guess later, like subscribes and bits. I think both of those you just want to know who. The other thing, I guess, also we want to know chatters. So like who chatted in chat during the stream. I don't know if I'd store that in events though. I think I would probably just keep track of that on chatters. Like every time I start the stream, I just reset the column to like 0, and then like if you send a message in chat during the stream, it'll just flip it to 1. I think that's probably the way to go. So really we want a column in here of did chat this stream. Let's go back to here. Add column did chat this stream. We could also just keep track of the number of people that have chatted. But, yeah, probably just do that. But that would not go into events. So we have follow, raid, and subscribes and bits. Obviously we don't have subscribes and bits yet, but once we do, soon TM, soon. So, I guess in all of these, there's who. So we want to store user ID for the event, which is just text, I think. Not null. And I guess username. Actually, is there a reason to store the user ID? Not really, I don't think. So all of these have a who. Who John did it? So, I guess it's a good idea to store the user ID. I mean, it doesn't really hurt to do it. It's not like this is storing millions of values and it's like, oh, it's an extra few gigabytes to store a user ID, but we don't really need it, so why are we doing it? We're talking just a few bytes here. Well, a little more than that, but... I guess it could be useful if we end up needing to get extra details later, but we could also just store those in here. So most of the time it's who, and then just a number. So details will be some integer default 0. The reasoning to this is, okay, so the follow, this integer would just represent a boolean, and this would just be a 0 or a 1. Or in the case that it was a raid, it would just be the number of viewers. I guess it's useful to store a user ID, because if I'm going to use user ID for things, knowing when someone sends a message, querying this database for by user ID, like query by where type is follow and user ID is this user ID. And okay, they sent a message, set the flag to 1. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out how to make queries. But details is just an integer, which is not super descriptive, but in the case it subscribes in bits, we could put in there like how many months they've been subscribed for or how many bits they've donated, but we can just leave the value alone. I don't really care to track those things. Alright, I'm gonna take a sip of water real quick. Alright, I guess I could actually just get started on this. I'm going to move this outside of here. I need to move closer to my desk. I don't know why my chair is so far away. There we go. Okay. I'm going to put this as a comment inside of here, so I know. Alright, and I actually should be able to just run this, and we should see a events table up here. And we do in fact see an events table up here. I should be able to then come in here and open that up. I'm going to open that up here, I suppose. Another thing I need to do is migrate this database. So I'm going to ask the good friend AI, because I do not know SQL-like queries, and specifically the one on creating a migration. So let's just give it this. How can I create a migration that adds a column, not with a B. So I needed to add a column for if someone chatted this stream. I guess then I don't actually need to store that into this, because I'm already storing whether they chatted this stream or not. So I don't actually need to store that on the follow event. I can just take, oh, okay, we got a follow from this user ID. Check the chatters database. Check this flag. And then, so actually we don't really need to do that. So really the raid is only one with the details. Interesting. Do I want to even keep track of that? I might as well. I guess thinking of things to also keep or do on the credit screen is probably like the top people with XP or something. I'm probably gonna rename XP to something else, so it's not just XP, because it's not really experience. It's just chat points, I guess. It's basically just messages sent multiplied by 10, actually. So, alright, so how do I add as a column, did chat this stream? You can create a migration system by tracking database versions and applying migrations incrementally. Okay, well, I don't care about doing that. I'm just going to put a migration into a script, migrate the database, and call it good. Okay, you didn't need to write all this other bullshit. Uses a database metadata table to store current database version. Okay, I don't really care about the versioning all that much. This dot apply migration. I really just wanted a code snippet that would tell me how to alter table chatters, add column. Thank you. This is all that I wanted. Like literally all that I wanted was this. Thanks, AI. I think there's probably a way to tell this thing to, like... I guess I could be a little more specific with it. So, like, hey, give me just the few lines. Create the main table. This is all I wanted. And then I also want to keep track of that. So we want to column did chat the stream, integer default 0. Like, this is just like a one-time thing. In fact, probably what I would do is just overlay db.migrate database. So I can just run this file to frickin' do what I need to do. How do I close this? I don't want this open. No, no. That's not what I want. I'm gonna click that. There we go. So I should be able to just run this. Initially use SQLite. I bet it's this. It's like, actually that does not exist. Okay. So go to chatters, refresh. Now I have a column. Then I can add that. No? Oh, is it because I have a comma there? When I shouldn't? No. SQLite error. Duplicate column name. Oh, because the migration, which shouldn't actually happen anymore. Add a column. There we go. Problem solved. So let's see, we probably want to add a statement for this as well. Create table of not exist events. Do I need a comma here? Alright, this does this. Okay, just run two different things. Fair enough. Okay. this dot db dot exex just so we make sure that this table is created. Do that. So we really don't actually need details then, we just need to know, because do I want to... There's a mosquito in my room. Darn it. I don't want a mosquito in here. Alright, so that's all taken care of. I guess we want to add statements for some of these things. So, chatters... We probably want something to query whether they chatted this stream. We can also just use get user, which, thinking of that, user needs to also have this field, which is a number. We also probably want to export interface. I want to do event. We'll just stream event. And then we need to just copy all these values. ID is a string. Type is some enum. Date is, I guess, a number. I don't know what you're actually supposed to store in the database. User ID is a string, not a string, but a string. Username is also a string. Details is a number. Export enum stream event type. I don't think you do that. So we have follow, raid. What else we got? Follow, raid, subscribe, bits. We'll just do unknowns. So somehow we have... no, we don't need to do that. Yeah, we can do that. So that way we can do that. Stream event. So we want to be able to add event, which is a statement. We'll create the ID in here ourselves. The type, which should be a stream event type. The date we'll automatically do. We'll assume the date Date can be a date or undefined. So we can specify one if we want. User ID, which is a string. User name, which is a string. Do these need to be in parentheses? There we go. And details, which is a number or undefined. So if we don't specify details, we'll just use a default value. Nah, we have to specify it. We can just put 0 if we don't want it. Well, maybe I can do undefined and I'll just... Well, okay, this isn't really the function, this is the database query thing. So yeah, date is just date. And the function declaration, I can do whatever I want. This also then needs an ID. And out comes... null. We don't want it to output anything to us. There's no reason to. So we want to add event. We also want to get events. Get all events. So this doesn't have anything. This is just an empty object. And then this will output a stream event array. This is, when I do this, is it gonna give me... a stream event array. I don't want an output of statements. This also needs to be or null, because the statement can be null. So get all events. We also want to be able to... Yeah, I don't think there's any other queries we want to do. In terms of user, we want to set the chatted this stream. So statement user ID. This will set it to 1. Clear chatted the stream all. So this doesn't take anything, it just sets the whole column. So we need set chatted this stream. And clear chatted this stream all. Set that to null. Then we have get user, add event. No, I wanted to add a new line. And get all events. So we're not going to be updating any of the events. Is there any other queries I need to make? I guess checking if the user did chat this stream, although I don't really need to query that, because I can just query each, I can query user by ID, so. So now I need to close all of these. Can I open a duplicate of this? No, what? Let's see, database. Can I open that in a new page? Here we go. I just wanted to have two of these open, so that I can scroll on one of them and actually see this on the other. So we're gonna close these so I can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, so we need add XP. So this dot statements dot set chatted the stream db dot prepare. Let's see, update chatters, set this value equal to 1. So the set chatted this stream, set it equal to 1. And this does not take anything except user ID, which is good. Where user ID equals user ID. Cool. Let's see. Try a semicolon. This dot statements dot that equals db dot prepare. So update chatters. Set did chat the stream to 0. Where star. Is this the correct way to set all rows value on the column to 0? Remove the where entirely, use where 1. Okay, so I just don't use where at all. Interesting. I guess I could just run this too. Let's go to the console, go to chatters, refresh that. So they're all 0. So if I go ahead and run this. Okay, they're all 0 still. Set it to 1. Yes, execute. And then refresh, they're all 1. Okay. Perfect. That is what I want. Yes, execute. Perfect. We've learned how to use a database. Yes, I know it's not secure to not use aware, but like, come on. That is what I want to do. Okay. I'm sure there's a better way, but you know. This dot statements dot add event, so database dot prepare update events. I guess this is insert. Insert into events. Okay, and then I need to actually look at this. So we have ID, type, date, user ID, username, and user details. User ID. I don't know what this thing is doing. At ID. At type. At date. At user ID. At username. And at details. And then we want get all events. So this dot statements dot get all events prepare. So select star. From events. I guess we also need one to clear all events. Or we could also just query them by the nah. When I run the credits, not when I run the credits, I guess I should have a separate thing to clear events. so I can clear up manually after I finish the stream. Because this should be completely manual. I can't think of any way to automatically do it that doesn't work, so. This will just return null. This dot statements dot clear all events. Drop all from events. Let's see. So if I go in here and say insert into events, and I just make up something like test follow user ID 1234, username details is just 0. So if I run this, look in events, refresh. Okay, so we have that. If I go ahead and run this again, so test 2. So we should have 2 in here. Drop. Is this valid? Drop table events. Okay. But that deletes the table. I didn't want to delete the table. How do you drop all rows in a table without deleting the table? Truncate table. Delete from. So now I need to recreate my table. So we should now have the events table. Open that up. Test 1, test 2. Oh, we can create comments. Okay. And then delete from Okay, so delete from events. Delete statement without where clears all data in the table. Perfect. Yes. So I can drop a table without it complaining to me, but I can't delete all the rows from a table. That's so dumb. Okay, so we want to delete from events to clear all events. We also need to open statements, clear all events. Perfect. Perfect. So I guess we don't need to keep track of the date in here. I don't think that's really important because I'm not going to be storing them. I guess the only thing is like the order of the events, but the order of them is going to be order of insert. I think order of insert stays, so and I can just use the ID as a way to do that. I don't have to give it a like the ID can just be incremental, actually, to be honest. So we just create drop table events, then run that. There you go. Then we recreate the table. So we have our events. Text primary key. Auto increment. Insert into events. ID should auto insert, so type follow user ID 1234, username inspur, and detail 0. That should work. And if I go to events refresh, ID is null. Okay, interesting. Auto increment. Oh, I don't think I created the table with that. Events drop, okay. Run that. Run both. Oh. Integer primary. It's created some nonsense. Okay. There we go. Let me just know by IDs. So if I run this again, there should be 2 in here. Yeah. Alright, that's fine. Yeah. I guess one thing would be is to make sure there isn't already said event. But I can probably just filter duplicates. Kind of like writing SQL queries is kind of fun. I can also just make these on the fly. I don't really have to like prepare them. It's just, I guess, more efficient to just make them once and use them over again. But, okay, so I need to uncomment this, copy this, paste it here. Then we don't need ID for add event. Let's see. Add event, don't need ID. We don't need your ID, please. We also don't need date anymore. I don't care to keep track of that. So let's also fix that in here. Date. Same with event. We don't have a date anymore. ID is a number. That's fine, yeah.
See now because of the slow arrows.
Oops. Alright, I need to fix my audio really quick. Is my music? OBS music capture. Is just capturing my speakers. Okay, that is my music. I really love Linux. The fact that I can just route audio to places like this is so good. There's something... could do that. This is silly though. Just messing with my audio. I do want to hear my music, so I can hear the cat meowing. Sriracha. What's up? Oh. Man, I only have one viewer right now? Damn. I think Twitch is lying to me, though. Alright, test. Does my thing... Oh, this is... Okay. Hello. I don't have my cam on, so... No stream kitty right now. Hi.
They wouldn't be able to see her anyways.
Because it's so dark.
Yeah.
I mean, my phone captures things pretty well, though. Like, you can probably actually see her. I can see better than on my phone screen than I can actually with my own eyes. This has basically got night vision. Like, I can see those trees there right in front out here.
Yeah.
You can see them pretty clearly. Whereas, like, here I, can barely make out that there's even something there, but, I can't really... Well, I know it's a tree, but, I can barely make out the fact that there's really even something there, so... I'm getting my stream overlay working. I'm trying to keep track of events like follows and stuff, so I can, put them on my credit screen. Hey, Matt, welcome. I can't see what you said because join us in following. Matt has covered my screen. How's the quest going? It's going pretty good. Twitch, you've covered my chat. There we go. Going pretty good. I'm working on getting events kept track of so that I can do my credit screen. You're playing the card game, the gambling card game. I kind of want to play it. I don't know what it's about exactly though.
I think it's literally poker.
Steam, open faster. I think I have it in my wish list. Silk Song win though. Silk Song win. Wow, Steam is taking its sweet time. It's a roguelike deck builder. I mean, I've seen people play the game. I have no idea. I haven't seen gameplay necessarily, but you have to build poker hands to get new cards to change modifiers. I don't know how to play poker, so this would be a learning experience for me. I'd probably wait for it to go on sale though. Kind of on a tight budget right now. Moving's expensive, so it's not really poker. It's just building combos. Interesting. But yeah, I'm trying to keep track of events. Right now, I keep track of XP. So yeah. I keep track of XP. Just uses a scoring structure. Straight, pairs, flushes, and so on. I don't know what those are, but I'm sure I'll find out someday. Um, but yeah, I'm trying to keep track of some of these things. XP, you just get 10 XP every time you send a message. When you follow, you get 100 XP, so that's why Hypnotic has 100 XP. When you raid, you get 1000 XP. Totally balanced system. 100% balanced. Straight pairs, flushes, and so on. Interesting. It's card terminology that I need to learn at some point. The cat has been very chatty. She's been meowing a lot. I don't know why. I think she might just be a bit stressed or something. I mean, I would be too. Just being moved in here. And then we left her home alone for like a whole day. So she's probably still not happy about that. And then she also rammed into me twice the other day in the morning. She tried to jump up on the bed and she ran right into my face, which really hurt my nose. But I also kind of pushed her when she did that because, you know, like just fight or flight reaction kind of. And also was trying to reduce the impact. And then later in that morning, she I was walking by her and she was fine. She knew I was there, but for some reason she decided to make a run for it suddenly. And she ran right into me. I don't know how it happened. I was like still half asleep. I was just trying to go to the bathroom because I just got out of bed. And she just ran straight into me, and I kind of ended up kicking her because I'm walking. So not only is she running into me, but I'm also like tripping over her and like all that. And yeah, the last few days she's been hiding in the closet mostly. Also, I still have yet to figure out how the cat is opening the little sliding doors for the laundry room. She likes to hide behind the washer and dryer. Out of all of the places she hides, I do not want her to hide back there. And she doesn't hide back there very long because I do laundry kind of often, so. I don't know how she's opening those doors though. I think I have an idea now because she tried this morning. But like, I am not entirely sure. But yeah, back to this. I'm trying to make keeping track of things like follows, raids, subscribes, and bits, even though I don't have those yet. Might as well add the types for it. That way I can do my credit screen. So if I do run credits, it'll bring up the credits. And actually click it again, and it'll hide the credits if I can actually click the button. Which is pretty cool. So yeah, I'm trying to work on this. I'm trying to figure out all the like database queries I need to make. Let's see. I probably want to get user IDs. Users who chatted this stream. Probably want to do that. Get user, so get users chatted this stream. Let's see, get user. So this dot statements get users chatted this stream. From chatters, where did chat this stream is 1, so that way I know who chatted this stream. Okay. Now I need to make a bunch of functions for all of these. Is there anything else I need? Get users who chatted this stream. We're not giving that user ID. This returns user array. We'll come across that later when we come across that as an issue. So I might have to just say unknown, so it doesn't try to think I have arguments. Okay, let's see. So I need to make a bunch of functions. I guess I need to also actually call close. Ah, yes, a bunch of functions and a whole bunch of error checking boilerplate. Yay. I mean, I don't have to do error checking, but like everything else in here does, so. I'm just going to copy this because it's short and simple. So after this, we have 2 functions. One for that user chatted this stream. User ID, we don't care about your username. This dot statements dot check set chatted the stream, and all we need is their user ID. The magic is in the query. I'm not gonna console log. Error setting user to chatted this stream flag. Error setting chatted the stream flag for user user ID. So set chatted user chatted the stream, clear chatted the stream all. Just doesn't return anything. Basically, we're just going to do this. This dot check clear chatted the stream all. We don't need to pass anything. So this is where the problems occur, is because it thinks there's a parameter when there's not. If I can spell right, unknown. This thinks there's a parameter. Oh, I was doing this on the wrong one. That should not complain. Types have broken. What if I just do empty array? Okay, that's probably the better way to do it. So no parameters. Come on, don't be dying on me now. Okay. Syntax highlighting is becoming fucked for some reason, and it's kind of making me mad. Okay, come on. Stop this nonsense. Okay, there we go. So this dot check clear chatted the stream for all, and error setting for all users. It's kind of a long line. Then we have get user. Then we want get users that chatted the stream, so get users chatted. Oh my goodness. This returns a user array or undefined. So return this check dot get users chatted this stream. This does not take any parameters. And since this is get error getting users. Get users. Okay, so then we have add event. So we need the user ID in the event, although the event also contains a user ID, so maybe we just do that. And this is supposed to be stream event, not event. That'll frick me up later. So we want this. We don't need to return anything. This dot statements add event dot run. This wants the type, so event dot type event dot user ID event dot username event dot details. Oh, and this wants a structured forgot about that. User ID, username, and details. Maybe I want to just take the values instead. Or I can just make an overload. Add event. Stream event type. User ID string. Username string. Details. Number or undefined. Are you able to put default parameters? Think so. Username and details. Type user ID, username and details. Property ID is missing in type. Interesting. Well, welcome, Poop. I'm just gonna call you Poop. Default 0 with or undefined type, is that possible? Also, thank you for the follow. I could check. I think this is fine, though. If it is undefined, I think it should go to 0. Not important. I'm trying to figure out what this is complaining about. Duplicate function implementation. Are you not able to override? Just curious. I have no idea. I didn't even know default was a parameter. Default 0 with or undefined. Is that what you were saying? I don't. That doesn't seem to be very happy there. Undefined should get assigned 0. Feels like transpiler should know undefined is an option if you have equals 0. Could be wrong, just have my curiosity. Just my own curiosity. Yeah, I think doing this it'll understand what needs to happen. This needs an ID field, but I don't actually want to pass an ID because ID is not actually a value, so you can just say ID 0. We're not supposed to make up ID. Are you not allowed to overload functions on a class? Reckon is more likely to be set as nan. Ah, damn JavaScript. Create UI. Well, no. The database automatically creates IDs incrementally in here. This is what I'm trying to add to. It just automatically increments and adds the ID. So I don't actually. I'm not trying to. When I'm trying to add an event in there, I'm not. I don't want to specify the ID. It's already automatically assigned. How are you dealing with the DB without any async functions? Whatever the library I'm using, it is synchronous by default, which is much easier for me to follow because I really hate async hell. Because then you have all these dot thens and this nesting and oh my goodness, it drives me insane. Not that I'm not saying async is bad, but just like you make one of these functions async and now you gotta make everything async, and it's like, well, I don't want to do that. So follow C syntax, try catch, no chains. It's just too much for me to follow. And then trying to make, the problem is when you don't want your code to be, some of your code to be async, but you have to make it async in order to use the stuff. And there's not really a clean way to break out of async back into the synchronous, or to really call. It's just, it feels like a mess, I guess. In like code like this, it's actually fine. But when it comes to doing stuff like with React, asyncs makes me want to die when it comes to doing stuff with React. So like dealing with async in this code is actually would probably not be a nightmare, especially just to make everything async anyway is probably fine. But if I was doing like web dev with React does not like async at all, and that's where things get messy and nasty. And React is already kind of messy and nasty anyways, so that's a whole other rabbit hole. But since most of my JavaScript experience is in web dev, most of my hatred of things comes from how things go with React and stuff like that. Completely disagree. Browser lives on JS async. Well, I'm not saying there's anything to do with the browser. I'm just saying that React doesn't go well with async. In some ways, it doesn't go well with it. Not trying to be a pain. Oh yeah, I don't think you're being a pain. I'm just. How do you do web requests? Yeah, exactly. From React, you have to use async for that. Use a fetch or Axios. I hate Axios so much, but yes, it has to be async. Yeah. And see, like, that's fine, but when it comes to trying to deal with that in React, things get kind of messy. And since most of what I do is in React, it just doesn't feel great. And part of that's just because React, I don't like React that much. You add async to a function definition and await where needed. Yeah. But when it comes to calling those within like a use effect or something, that's where it's kind of not, it doesn't work too well sometimes with it just try catch. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't done JavaScript in actually quite a while, so I don't know what I'm talking about mostly. I just lost a piece of plastic somewhere. Oh well. It can be a pain, I get it. Yeah. Sometimes need to define function within effect. Yeah, that's not fun at all. Oh, I missed Matt's message, but it depends. It could also treat append it to a string undefined. Interesting. Don't give up on async though. Absolutely needed. Fair enough. In terms of what I'm doing here though, like it's a whole refactor now at this point of like a lot of code to make it all async. And the database library I'm using is synchronous by default, so to go and make it async is just asking for API trouble since it's, you know, by default. Just the way it is by default. Trying to fight against its default is not what I want to do right now. Claude 4 lol. Yeah, I suppose, but like not really. I don't know if I haven't really used Claude enough to really know if it would actually be good at doing a refactor like that. Though, to be fair, it was the one that suggested this database library to me. I don't actually remember what I'm using. I think I'm using, like, Better SQLite 3 or SQLite 3, whatever the hell people freaking call SQL. Don't get it wrong. If you're making HTTP requests to DB, it should be async. Well, the only HTTP requests I'm making are to Twitch, which are just in some kind of nasty functions that just kind of ignore things. I'm just returning a promise, and then wherever I actually use it, I just don't even bother. I can show you the nastiness I do with some of these. Yeah, here we go. So this will call the Twitch API to do a shout out, and I just completely ignore the fact that it does anything after that. I just say dot then. I don't even care if the request is finished being made. I'm going to continue doing everything else. But yeah, I need to await. Yeah, I mean, none of the stuff that happens after is really dependent on these actually having run, so I just don't really care. Like if these API calls even, like, if they failed, I don't care. Like, this needs to still happen anyway. Like, I would like to know that these failed, don't get me wrong, but like, yeah, for now I don't care. Like, in the future I'd like to know that yes, these failed or something, but I would still like this to happen. I don't want this to like stop. You'll experience weird behavior very soon. Yeah, well, I already experienced weird behavior. That's expected out of JavaScript anyway, so. Lol. Yeah, I'm using JavaScript. No matter what you do, there's weird behavior everywhere. It just doesn't matter. Like, in the long run, none of this fucking matters. None of this code even fucking matters. It just. But you need to handle async 100%. Yeah, well, see, luckily for you, this stream, I have planned to actually refactor a lot of this code, because I just wrote it just to make it work for now. It just needs to work, and then I can make it good. I can make the code good after the code works. It's a prototype, right? Alright, so first I need to figure out why in the heck I can't overload functions. That's weird. I don't want that open. Also, my controller TM. I can't wait to get the credits working though. So, are you not able to overload this? I think I missed one of your messages too. About Claude 4. Oh, here we go. Claude 4 is amazing. LLMs have grown so much in the past couple months. Oh yeah, they definitely have. Overload in JS? Who do you think you are? Okay. You know, thinking of, you seem like one of those people that really loves cursed JavaScript. I just found out that JavaScript has decorators. So I have done the most cursed thing, and to create chat commands, I've made it so I can, create a class, I register it, it will automatically add it into this array, it'll automatically construct it and add it into this array, or, well, not an array, a hash map by its name, the command name. And all I have to do is make sure I actually import all of these files. And the way I do that is also really cringe. Decorators before you sink a weight. You're wild. Oh my goodness. Okay, decorators was suggested to me by Claude, okay? I'm just saying. I didn't even know decorators were a thing in JavaScript. Which version? Not 4? Probably just Sonnet 3 or whatever I've been using. Yeah. Oh, Sonnet 4. I feel like Claude just wants to write a lot of code, and I don't want it to write a lot of code. sometimes I'll ask it something. I guess I need to be a little more specific to it, to be like, I just want a few lines of code snippet rather than you to like write this whole like 50 to 100 line thing that does all this crap. It's like, I just wanted like these 4 lines out of it. You need to ask very deliberate questions. Yeah. I'm used to ChatGPT, which will like spoon feed pieces to you unless you're already in the canvas mode, and it'll like, you know, edit a whole thing. But like, that's, if you're in canvas mode, you were probably already asking it to do large amounts of code anyway. So tasks should have well-defined requirements. Yeah. But see, I'm not good at that because that's not how I am used to doing things. Especially when I'm like actually talking to someone, I'll like give it in pieces and have a conversation with them about it. Whereas the AI, I gotta write this whole like prompt for it and tell it everything, the whole background story, and every specific detail of what I want, what I'm trying to do. Whereas if I'm talking with a person, it's like they'll ask me questions, I'll give them answers, I'll give them more information, they'll ask questions about that information. Like, you know, it's a conversation. Whereas with the AI, it's a little more of like a research question prompt. It just feels more different in a way. And it's just not a way that I'm used to like communicating. So it's different. So okay, so you're not able to overload. My keyboard fell asleep. Is it possible to overload functions in TypeScript? In classes in TypeScript. No, it's not possible. Okay, that's annoying. So you can overload the types, but not the parameters. But then the actual implementation has this yucky. Ugh. Okay. I have an idea. Problem solved. We will just require that you pass this info. That also means that you wouldn't be calling this, and you wouldn't have to add the ID field, even though it doesn't really matter what it is. Overload in JS? Who do you think you are, lol? You didn't believe me? I think you can overload normal functions. Like function A just takes an argument X. TypeScript's gonna complain because I didn't type this number. So this returns a number. I'm going to do function A and do X. Thought this was allowed. Nope, you can overwrite not an object-oriented language. Huh. I thought you could do this. This is interesting. Cursed. Thing about a JS object or class. Yeah, I suppose it makes sense. I feel like I'm thinking of also some weird cursed C++ stuff. Because I've been doing a lot of C++ for my falling sand simulation. Which, you can do the sand command. For more information about that, by the way. Oh yeah, this is the command hash map. But yeah, you can change functions at runtime. Yeah, I figured you could do stuff like that, but that's not what I'm trying to do here, so. Okay, back to this. We'll close that and that, because I don't need those open at the moment. We'll do this because I don't actually want to do any of what I was trying to do anyway. It was not the right way to do it because I don't want to be passing the stream event struct because of this ID field. I don't want confusion to myself of what this value should be. So I will just add a function where you can pass the details and it will do this in the background. I will just say unused value in this context. ID is a unused value in this context. An unused value. Also, you can do the XP command to see how much XP you have. Or you can try to read this. I'd always 0. Either you need to handle it or DB needs to auto increment on insert. Yeah. Well, the database already auto increments on insert. Hello. Going to bed?
A little bit.
You can't have 0 there? Well, it's not inserting this object. I'm manually passing the values to here, to the database. So this is unused. Being passed into this function, the ID parameter is not actually used. So there's no... Having it as 0 is doing nothing. The database already auto increments. I see what you're saying.
I have to either marry this guy or I can break his heart and give him a rejection letter from his ghost ex-wife thing. Do you want to have a decision?
Not really. Do the opposite of what you did last time you played the game.
Either way.
Do you remember what you did last
I
time?
probably married him.
Okay, so then do the opposite of that. That's my decision.
Okay. Fable 2. It's so much fun.
Is a cat in here? Sriracha! I wish you would sit up here. I got this little bed for her. Just food for thought. You are mixing chaining and try catch, which is okay, but know how they relate to each other. You're mixing chaining try catch. There's a cat on my head. I'm not sure I quite understand what you're saying. This.check.run. You are mixing, chaining, and try catch, which is okay. Can you show me run? This function? Are you asking about this.check? Is that what you're here, I'll go to check. Check is just making sure that the value is not null. And the reason for that is because the statements are all null until this is run, and it's mostly just to make TypeScript fucking shut up about it, because it shouldn't be null ever anyway. But if it is, then something went wrong in here. But if something went wrong in here, I'm pretty sure the code would have crashed. Yes, show me run, please. Where the frick was I? Run is not a command, code I wrote. This is part of the library. So it's just part of, this, which is, let's see, add event is just a continuation of this. So it would be whatever this is dot run. And DB is whatever this library's database is. So we have to address async await 100%. I mean, this library is synchronous by default. So like, I've written none of the functions or variables that have anything to do with this highlighted section. Do they even have asynchronous? I don't think they have asynchronous. You can't have an app running on random hardware and have a database running on another device and make sync calls. I mean, this is all running on the same device. None of this shit's being run by anyone else but me, so. And like, the database is only communicated to mostly by the backend that it's running on anyway. This is all the stream overlay stuff. So like, the only thing that's asking for stuff from the database will be this and the overlay you can see that shows the chat. Like, this is all just unless you mean app memory, you are fucking up, lol. Does DB live and die with app? Yes, pretty much. I mean, like, app doesn't really exist necessarily. Like, this is all just, it's all one piece. What is the data store? It's just a local file. Here. It's just a local file in the source. Like there's no like server backends. This is all entirely just right here in this folder on my machine. Like this this code here that interacts with the database, this is just making direct calls to this database file for all I really know. Whatever happens internally in the library. Like I am just creating a database off of this file from this library. Like that's all I'm doing. And these function calls and stuff all just go straight to that. There could be a web server behind the scenes. I don't know. I don't care. It's all entirely local. So like, yeah, if I if the database was remote and I was making web requests to it or something, I would not be doing synchronous. I can tell you that I would not be doing synchronous because that's just awful. But like in terms of this, it's all local. It doesn't need to be fancy and all that. You mentioned external lib, which made me think it was a separate server. Oh no. I mean like the server and the front end, which is the overlay, is, separate, but they're all locally in here, so. We have work to do, mister. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. Like, this is one of those bits of code that, like, I don't think it matters that much. Like, no one's gonna see the code. I'm not going to use this code anywhere else. I'm not gonna use pieces of it anywhere else. And I'm not going to use any good practices in it. It doesn't need to be good either. It just needs to work and not crash for at least 80% of the time. Learn. I've been doing learning and best practices for so long, but like it's nice to just be free on your own like project. Like, I've been working, I've made stuff for people. I've made stuff that's public, like all that. Yeah. I'll do the proper thing most of the time. But like for my own thing that I'm probably never going to touch the code ever again once it's working, and if I do need to touch the code, I'll probably end up I'll probably be rewriting it anyway. It just doesn't matter if it's good or not. So async will be your best friend in JavaScript, TypeScript. Yes. I just have a bad taste for it when it comes to front end development. Explicitly front end development with React. I'm not against async. It's just I don't like doing it when it comes to the front end and all of front end's misery. Don't even get me started on the misery that CSS has caused me. FE calls server, it has to be async. Yeah. Which is fine until you mix React into it. Which is, I just don't use React anymore, actually. Actually, I like Preact more, even though it's pretty much the same thing. Let's go over it now. Super important concept. Yes, when you call a server, it needs to be async. Although, all of the cringe thing is that my front end pieces, quote front end, For the overlay being the front end, it's just a WebSocket connection, so there is no async. It's all event driven. So, yay! I love WebSockets. I guess you could make it async, but like WebSocket fine. WebSockets are so nice. Honestly, I really like event driven stuff. In some ways, I think it's not great, but in like other ways, it's amazing. Cause it's like in one place you can just be like, "Hey, I want this event. I don't care where the fuck it comes from. I just want it." And then somewhere else, and be like, "I'm just gonna throw this event out there, and anyone who wants it, they can have it. I don't care who has it. I'm just gonna throw it out there. If one person wants it, or 10 people want it, whatever, they can have it." Like I really love that, but at the same time, it's not entirely clear sometimes. I feel like, but like it has its uses. Normal HTTP requests more important to learn fundamentals. Yeah. Write a function that calls google.com. Interesting. Let's learn promises. Oh, I know promises. Don't worry. Don't think I don't know promises and async. I know these things. I just write an async function that calls Google. All right. Async function call. We'll do Python syntax. Google versus try catch. Do you know how chaining works versus try catch? Let's make sure. I'm not sure exactly what chaining is, unless you mean then catch statements. Alright, let's do this the proper way. This is TypeScript, so this is going to fucking annoy me about everything. Return. Well, let's not return. Fucking, what's the function? Fetch. There we go. Google.com. So you can either do the whole dot then not JSON, but it'd probably just be text. Or you can do await. I need a variable though. Const result text equals await. Why are you trying to do JSON? And dot then. I guess it's just result. Then you can get the text. Result dot text. See, I have not touched JavaScript in a long time, so await is separate from this dot then. Yeah. So there are two ways to do this. And then console.log text, not JSON. Is text also a promise? I think it is. That's fine. How is this fetch catching error? It's not, and that's fine with me. So we run this, and we'll get an error. How is first fetch catching error? Well, technically it's not. You would actually do this, catch the error. Await returns a promise, so you can await returns a promise, so you can still call .then on the result. See, I'm rusty on my .thens and .catches and my asynchronous JavaScript. Wait, what did this complain about? Invalid URL. Fetch.then data.catch versus try const data await fetch catch error. I see. Oh, yeah, you would put this whole piece in a try catch. Which honestly is a lot more readable. This is so much more readable than whatever the fuck this nonsense is. Which is why I like async a lot. But ease of type unknown. Fucking TypeScript, shut the fuck up. Stick with async then. Right, I just don't have anywhere that I really need to use it, except in like a few places, which I can easily convert actually, but right now that's not the huge main focus. If you move your database to cloud, which I won't, but if I did, then I would async. Every function would be async, let's imagine. Then yes. If it was in the cloud and I was calling a remote database, yes, I would use async. Try catch with async functions, always easier to read. Absolutely. Also, welcome to the stream, Friend Master 2000. Just await versus then, good to go. Yeah, I don't like .then that much. The whole .then .catch, and it's really hard to break that code up. Yeah, the callback hell. I just call it .then hell. There's no reason to give it a nesting hell .then hell whatever. Pretty much. Well, and the other thing is I also don't like if statement nesting hell. You'll I like to I did not write most of this try catch code, by the way, so like I've just left it as the AI. But when it comes to like if statements, I will usually write a guard statement rather than a nested statement. Like, if the command or if the message does not start with this, we're done. Rather than, like, if the message starts with this, wrap the entire rest of this code in a fucking if statement. Ugh, no. So much more readable, too, anyway. Do you see how my commands thing works? Are there possibilities for user injection, user input injection? Possibly. Does it matter? Probably not. User injects some stuff to drop the entire database, then good on them. Not the end of the world. It's just a stream overlay. But congratulations. You have more XP than I do. You're running DB and AppMem, which wouldn't worry about security. Yeah. As long as my computer can't be hacked, then I'm fine, which I highly doubt there's a way to do that through Twitch chat. But hey, maybe there is. What's your Wi-Fi password? I don't actually know. I mean, hey, knowing my Wi-Fi password is useless if you don't know where I live and if you don't know what my Wi-Fi network name is, and if you don't know my IP address. Or you don't know my IP address. Is this a challenge? No, it's not a challenge. This is not a challenge. I repeat, this is not a challenge. I'm sure you could probably find some sort of backdoor through my Minecraft server, but like, good luck. The IP address you'll find is probably a Google Cloud VM that just tunnels network traffic to my home server. By the way, I have a Minecraft server. I should make a command for that. Pretty sure it's like vanilla.minecraft.inspire.com or something like that. Don't ask me what Minecraft version it is. So firewall is open and ready for us. Yeah, exactly. Well, not on my home network. It's not. Firewall is left alone. I just have a proxy that routes traffic over the internet. Is some magic thing my friend made that does some magic stuff. Basically, I route the internet traffic from the Minecraft server. Basically, it opens up like a socket or something and just like tunnels the the connection data over from my cloud VM to my home server. Is there auth at public endpoint? Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, good luck hacking that, cause yeah, good enough. Good enough. I can hack it. I just need to know what is there. But yeah, I just have a tunnel from my home server to my Google Cloud VM, and all the VM needs to do is be powerful enough to route internet traffic, which is not very much. I just have like the minimum. But the only traffic I route is to the Minecraft server and only to the Minecraft server port. So it's not like it's routing all internet traffic from the VM to my home server. It just routes stuff from the specific Minecraft port. What is a maximum request per second? I don't know, but I actually don't think that the Minecraft server is connectable anyway at the moment. Vanilla dot minecraft dot inspur.com. Okay, it is connectable. Well, actually, the Google VM might be connectable, but it might not actually. How many clients? I don't know that either. I mean, the Minecraft server is do whatever the fuck you want, so. Anyway, back to this. So I need to actually, well, I need to finish writing these. So, add event. I guess I don't need to do this then. I could just do this. I don't know what the fuck I was doing here. So I can just do type user ID. There we go. I don't know what I was doing there, but this is not error getting users. This is error adding event. If I can spell correctly. Get all events. Man, I just want to be done with this database nonsense. This would be a get request. Get all events. This does not take any parameters. This returns a stream event array or undefined. Get all events. Error adding event. Error getting all events. And then clear all events. Nope, caps lock. I think this is run. Okay. Error. Okay, so now we have all the functions that I think we need. It's not that hard to add more. I can remove that. A little bit raid. So now all I need to do is in here, I can handle the chat stuff. So if I get a raid, db.add event. So this is a raid. User ID raid event dot user from broadcaster user ID Raid event from broadcaster username. Why is this one not underscored? Raid event, add event, details, right. So raid event dot viewers. And this line's getting a little long. Increment raids count in database for chatter. I don't think I really want to keep track of that. Add to event credits. Done. I'm going to put these first in case either of these fail, because I want this through. This is more important than these. This I can manually do easy. This is not easy to do manually. So then we want to do this. Broadcast to. So add event. We can just do it down here. So follow event user ID. Username. What's the difference between username and user login? I should probably figure that out. We do not care about that value. And that should just default to 0. Yeah. Cool. Keep track of and relate chat message sending, add username to credits if user chatted. So that we can handle in chat. So when we get a chat message from a user, handle chat message event, chat message broadcast overlay, push the chat message into the buffer, handle chatter XP. This is where we make sure we've created a user and updated. So we probably want to not do that in here. It's not really related to XP. Ensure the user exists. Add, set the chatted flag to true. db dot set user chatted this stream. Chat message event. User chatter user ID. Chat message event data. User ID. And this is because I didn't have types and stuff yet. Socket message payload event. Chat message event. Oh, chat message event data is just for the broadcast overlay. User ID. Chatter user ID. Dot chatter username. Should go ahead and copy that. Okay, so set chat user chatted this stream. This is only for these two things. So I'm going to scope this. So that I can't use this outside of here. Or I shouldn't be able to. Yeah. Handle chatter XP. This should be chat message event. Chatter user ID. This should probably be add XP, or I should make this function better, but. Okay, socket message handler. I probably should clear out some of these console logs. Yeah. Alright, good night. Okay. I need to get rid of some of the console logs in here because they're kind of outrageous. Create user. I don't need to know. Attempt create user. User already exists. So I don't need to know that. If you created user, that's fine. If there's an error, that's fine. We shouldn't be getting this error. Let's see. This check updated user username. Result.changes. I don't really want this. Added XP user, no user found with ID. That would probably be good to know. Set user chat the stream. That's fine. Helper message create user if it does not exist. Okay, that's some bullshit that the AI created that I don't care about. Let's see. Cool. Alright, so we've got events going. We don't need those to be open. The next thing to do when I do run credits, I need to broadcast to the overlay a bunch of information. So this is where all those other functions come into play. There's so much work. Lots of thinking. Alright, so I need to get the events, but I also need to relate events to, or I need to relate follow events with chatters. So I need to get events, I need to get list of people who chatted, filter follow events. Actually, I can do that on the other end. I send all the data to the front end. The front end can handle how it displays the data. I'm giving it all the data it needs, so. This can just be a list of events and shatters. So let's see, db dot get all events. If or an empty array, and then I can actually just stick that in right here, it's fine. And db.get users chatted this stream or empty array. Alright, so we're already sending that over to the overlay. Chatters. So if I stop this and then rerun, if someone sends a chat message, we should see this. Yeah, so my bot sent a chat message and this went. So if someone else sends a chat message, then we can see if their number also goes up. Dashboard and run credits. I need to refresh on my end. For some reason, the overlay doesn't try to reconnect. I'm not sure why. Alright, so when I run credits, we do all this. Create chat message. So we want to function update credits info. credits element. Div, and then ID equals temp credits data. So then we can document dot get element by ID dot inner text equals that. So if I go ahead and refresh the overlay and do run credits, okay. Oh, I don't actually call this. Duh. I need to press the data. Event. Okay, I can't see that. I need to open it here. Run credits. Okay, there we go. Type run credits. Events none. Chatters only me. Cool. Cool. All right, we're making progress. We're making progress. Heard some strange noises outside. That was weird. Alright, I'm going to close some of these panels so it's a little easier. And I'm actually going to make the background color gray for the sake of my sanity here. Oh, just interesting. So OBS doesn't show the background color of the body. That's interesting. I don't know if that's correct. Oh, because this doesn't override to set the background to none. I see. That makes sense then. Well, that's useful to me. So I can actually see what I'm doing here. So we want to do credits, chatters, credits, followers, credits, subscribes, and bits. Even though we don't, I'm not going to handle those right now because I can't actually get those anyway, so update credits info. So if I run credits, if I go into here and just yoink this bit of code, shove it right into the overlay so that it runs the credits on reload. So if I reload this, it'll run the credits. So I don't have to keep going back to there and clicking the button, which is quite annoying. Can I shrink this? No, I can't do anything to it. So let's do chatters. So let's see, document diagram by ID by chatters, intertext. Data dot chatters dot for each, or not for each, map chatter dot username Okay, we're getting an error. Data. So it's data dot. Event dot data. Interesting. So how is there no events being returned? There are events. The only way I'm going to figure out what's going wrong with this is by opening this in here. F12. Data.chatters.map is not a function. Console log data. Events and chatters. Chatters. Did I spell something wrong? ChatTars. Oh, it's a single value. What? That's interesting. So if by some chance one of these was 1, do I then get an array of chatters? No. So my query is messed up. Get users to chat the stream. Oh, wrong code. There we go. What happens if there's just one? So if I change this to 0, push that, reload. Okay. Interesting. So really this doesn't return a user array. And also get all events. Because I'm looking here. Events is an empty array. It's because there's no events. Why is there no events? There are events. Why are there no events? Why is it not returning? Get all events. Select star from events. That should. Returns an stream event. Or null. Get all event. Terms of stream event. Get all events. Returns a stream event. Get all events dot all. There's still nothing. I am super confused. Why is this empty? Because it's returning undefined. Nice, Rechan. Alright, why is this returning? Oh, because I'm not actually returning. That's why. TypeScript not catching that, I guess. So we'll go ahead and restart this again. If I reload this, now we get the events. So if I do get, this is going to give me one event. So I need all. Interesting. Alright, so let's see. Now I need to. I can close that. So in here. This is not displaying overlay chat anymore. There we go. So now you can see everyone who's chatted. If anyone else wants to send a chat message, then we can do credits. Follows. So we probably want to make this const users who chatted, user IDs who chatted, which is data user ID. Then const follows equals data dot events dot filter, where event dot type equals follow. So this is gonna be a multi-line dot map if chatter dot user ID user ID is included if dot include. Unresolved function or method. Array dot includes not exist. don't know what this is complaining about, so we're just going to ignore it. User IDs who chatted includes chatter.userid. Then return chatter.username. Else just return the word follower. Then inner text will just be follows.join. Dot map dot join. We'll format all this better later. Follower and follower. Cool. So if I give one of these my user ID, yes, new followers, everything. So we can do H1 credits and then like H3 chatters, followers, subscriptions, or subscribers, new subscribers. Should probably add these first. New followers. There we go. By default, these will just say none, but they'll be replaced. None, 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 new followers, Inspur, and some imaginary new follower. And me as as a chatter, of course. Now if only I had someone to test it. Okay, so I just tested something. So if I just do this, I should have a new event in here. Yes. Okay, so I got a new follow. 0.0. Oh. Let's see. Type dot to is type dot to string. Dot run. So what I need to do on here, where I take this, I just want to add a string. So now we need to restart. Try that again. We're going to remove this row. Push that. All right. Okay, so we got a new follow. Yes. Okay, we get 0. Thinks TypeScript. Value of TypeScript enum get enum name. That's not what I was asking, I don't think. Oh, okay. Enum value. I see. That's how you do it. Okay, so we need the stream enum event type. That's what we need to do. So not running that. Alright, so we'll try this again. We'll go ahead and remove that, push the change. Okay, so now that's good. Okay, so we have a new follow. And then if I just do this, yes, new follower. And I did send chat message. Cool. And we also got chatters. Yes, let's go. All right. I think I'm going to call that here for the stream. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I made some pretty good progress. I didn't get as far as I wanted though with the refactoring and stuff, but that's completely fine. I can do that tomorrow. I would like to go to bed because it is midnight right now. So thank you all for watching. I will see you tomorrow, and yeah, have a good day. Also, I just realized my music died. And it doesn't look like we have very many viewers, so I'm not gonna raid out. I think everyone's probably in bed now. Alright, see you all.